Here's something I wish I knew before I was in my 30s. You're supposed to apply deodorant at night. The most effective time of the day to apply deodorant is at night before going to bed. So the complete opposite of what all of us thought.
Okay, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Shaw.
What? We did this, Dr. Maxfield.
Welcome back to our channel, Dr. Lee, where we talk about all skincare things and dermatology things. And in this video, we're going to be debunking or bunking common skincare hacks we see online. Just like this video, are you supposed to be applying deodorant at night? We're going to get into this and many other hacks in this video.
Yeah, this is super confusing. This is like the third take for this intro. I liked them all. We are going to be adding nuance to the noise of these skincare hacks. Nuance you didn't even know you need. But we'll be talking about skincare hacks and how to personalize it, giving you the information so that you know if it's right for you and why.
100% in this video, we're going to be hitting those hacks. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so in this video, he seems to suggest that using deodorant at night is more effective than using deodorant during the day. So let's kind of jump in here because he uses the word deodorant, but not the word antiperspirant. So antiperspirants are the ones that actually stop you from sweating. They're usually aluminum chloride or magnesium chloride as an active ingredient, and they actually plug the sweat glands, the eccrine sweat glands, and prevent you from sweating, eccrine and apocrine sweat glands. And so if you apply those at certain times of the day, it can actually make a difference. Now on the flip side, deodorants are really just perfumes for the armpit. And what time you apply those during the day actually is kind of meaningless. In fact, probably better to apply them closer to when you're going out because that's going to release a fragrance, and that fragrance is only going to last so long. And so you're going to actually want to wear that as close to going out as possible. But antiperspirants, there are some interesting studies here.
Yeah, this just got a whole lot more complicated with that little piece of information. So in general, your deodorant is an antiperspirant. It's just a common combination, and that's what most people are using. I am very passionate about this topic for absolutely no reason. I don't know why. It just rubs me the wrong way. But there is some validity. There have been studies showing that for individuals who apply this antiperspirant deodorant in the morning versus twice a day versus at night, the worst way and the least effective way to apply it was in the morning. So there is truth to the idea that if you apply your antiperspirant before you go to bed, it will behave more effectively than if you apply it in the morning. This is true.
Dr. Maxfield was just trying to hit the word count there. So essentially they did a study that took 60 people and they applied antiperspirant either in the night, in the morning, or twice a day. They found the groups that did it twice a day or at night only sweated a lot less than people who applied it during the day. So therefore, it is best applied at night or twice a day. Now, this is really going to be more relevant for people that seriously have hyperhidrosis or excessive sweating to the point where it really bothers them. You're going to do whatever you can to try to reduce that sweating. So for most people, this is an impractical, in my opinion, an impractical way to apply your antiperspirant deodorant. But if you did want to see the best results, there are studies to suggest it is the best time of the day to apply it.
Right, and that's where my hang-up has been, is the practicality on the issue, not necessarily can it be helpful. And that's where, again, this is all about you. This is not about me, this is about you. This channel is about you and me. But the mostly you. The point is if you are someone who struggles with hyperhidrosis or an excessive amount of sweat to normal stimuli, then this can actually be very beneficial for you. If you are someone who has a lifestyle where you basically just get up and go, you're not showering, you're just like slapping on your face and hitting the door, then this could be helpful for you. It's like one 5-second step that you can skip in the morning. However, for me or anyone else who exercises in the morning, who does a lot in the morning, takes a shower in the morning, and then goes throughout their day, I would say that this is probably not the best step for you, and you should probably be applying your antiperspirant in the morning. Or if you're someone who, like, that you don't have excessive sweating, you don't have the other issues, you can probably just apply it morning or night. Do whatever you want to do, and you will probably be okay.
So based on the science, this hack is, in my opinion, when we're talking about antiperspirant specifically, doctorally approved.
I agree. It is approved, but I still don't like it. For no reason.
All right, so let's move on to the next hack.
You have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
All right, to the girl who said to use ordinary glycolic acid toner for keratosis pilaris on my arms, thank you. So keratosis pilaris, those are those little red scaly bumps that you see on the backs of the arms, sometimes the thighs, sometimes even the face in some people. They're scaly and sometimes they have a little bit of surrounding redness around them or even surrounding dark spots around them. And it really seems to bother a lot of people, and they're always looking for a solution or a new hack to solve this problem. And so I've seen this one everywhere. Put glycolic acid on them, it's going to get rid of them. Now, this ordinary glycolic acid solution is a really great product. It's incredibly affordable. It's a good concentration of glycolic acid to accomplish quite a few things. That being said, keratosis pilaris is 50% of the time associated with eczema-like conditions. So dry skin, sensitive skin, irritated skin. And glycolic acid, especially at that pH that you find that formula in, is going to really irritate the skin barrier in somebody who has keratosis pilaris, especially when overlapped with something like eczema.
Right, so there's your nuance. The glycolic acid does exfoliate. It can be helpful for textured skin, so it could be helpful for KP. If you are someone who has eczema, which will be a lot of people who have KP, then this might not be the best ingredient for you, and or this might not be simply the best product for you. There are other glycolic acid products. Glycolic acid is actually way more complicated than people realize. It is pH dependent, and it is concentration dependent, and there's a whole lot more to it. But other products that either have a lower concentration or a more moisturizing base might be a better option for sensitive skin, or you could switch to a different type of exfoliating ingredient. You have lactic acid, which is hydrating and exfoliating. You have my personal favorite, urea. I actually think I have a urea t-shirt, and I'm very bummed that I'm not wearing it at the moment. Next podcast for sure. But yeah, urea is another hero ingredient for dry textured skin, and so for someone with sensitive skin, those two might be better options.
Definitely. Now, if you already have the glycolic acid solution and you want to try this hack, just be aware it's probably not going to help with the underlying redness. It may help with only the texture. And the second thing is I would definitely follow it with a moisturizer, a nice thick moisturizer, because it is going to otherwise rip up your skin barrier in somebody who has really sensitive dry skin on the arms. So that's the hacks that I would say. Otherwise, look for something with lactic acid or urea at least at 10%. We'll link some products below that we like for KP. But overall, I think this hack, not approved.
Oh, not approved. Okay. I'll go middle. So the average is out, not approved.
All right, so on to the next hack. And I'm obsessed with this category of products, so I'm excited about this one. When I tell people that Nizoral shampoo can slow down male or female pattern hair loss and can help to regrow hair, this is coming from another dermatology colleague of ours, Dr. Jean Charles.
Yeah, Dr. Charles, shout out to her, one of the most kind human beings we know. Now, this topic of hair loss, what causes androgenic hair loss? It's a complex interplay. In fact, I should have a fairly complex video on my Instagram up at this point. It was a pain in the butt to shoot, so I hope you enjoy it. But basically, you have circulating hormones. These hormones, like testosterone, interact with receptors in the scalp, and then that leads to miniaturization and eventually disappearance of the hair. We have more receptors in density, and we have more activating enzyme, 5-alpha reductase, primarily here. And that's why we get most of our hair loss there. So your ingredients need to probably address that. That was a long way of saying, can ketoconazole help decrease hair loss? It actually can. Interestingly though, this is I think going to be one of those things that we'll see how social media tolerates with time, because it depends on your threshold for evidence. Ketoconazole is an ingredient like many ingredients where there are a few studies supporting its use. And then you have clinical studies showing that it can be helpful, not only how, but the why, and then the clinical results. It's all there, just not in large volume.
Right, so hair loss is complex, and even when testing ingredients that help with hair loss, it's always complicated because it takes 6 months for something to go through its hair cycle. So it takes a while to see the results, and there are many other factors at play that could confound any study on hair loss. Now, there is some evidence, at least, to suggest that ketoconazole, with its ability to disrupt that hormonal pathway that contributes to hair loss, and even maybe some non-hormonal causes of hair loss, it seems. So in those non-hormone dependent areas, like the side of the scalp, it may contribute. Now, some people think, and just this is dogma within the dermatology community, that because yeast on the scalp the yeast that cause dandruff specifically can cause some low-level inflammation on a lot of people's scalp, that may inhibit hair growth in some way. And by eliminating that with ketoconazole, it may also promote hair growth. And so the interplay here is complex, but the data does suggest that it could be a hack to use for hair loss. Now, patients come in every day to me asking about, is there a shampoo that you recommend for hair loss? And quite honestly, there are some out there. There's a bunch of different hair systems. Oftentimes they're expensive. And of all of those that are available out there, I actually think ketoconazole has the best evidence of everything that's there. So I do think that it's actually a really good hack for somebody who's just looking for a little bit of edge with their hair loss. Is it foundational to a hair loss routine? I think not, but I think if you're somebody like me who's doing everything to try to promote hair growth, I personally use it, and I use it for other reasons such as dandruff. So for me, it can't hurt, and in fact, I think it does help a bit.
Yeah, I think I totally agree, and I think actually brings up a good point. It's not foundational. Your foundational things for hair loss are going to be probably your systemic treatments and some other alternative leave-on topical treatments. Similarly, I have patients, I have like a whole huge complicated sheet. I just highlight, this is for you. And when it comes to shampoos, there are very few. This is one of a few that has evidence. I think a shampoo containing green tea and caffeine, there is evidence for that as well. But beyond that, I mean, there's not much there. And so this is another common theme in the cosmeceutical space where it's not like, is this the best evidence across medical literature? Is it the best evidence available for an ingredient? And for that, I say it probably is.
Right. So this one, I think, doctorally approved.
Doctorally approved.
All right, so that sums it up. Let us know if you like videos like this, and if you want to see us debunk or bunk other hacks that are out there. There's always so much going on, and I feel like hacks are becoming even more of a thing.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow.
They keep coming.
They keep coming. Well, thank you all so much for your trust and support. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.
Yeah, you've been bunked. We'll see you next time.